Title: Hearty Beef Short Rib Soup Recipe, Comfort in a Bowl. Description: Indulge in the ultimate comfort food experience with our tantalizing beef short rib soup. This rich and savory dish is a symphony of flavors that will warm your heart and soul. Join us on this culinary adventure as we guide you through the steps to create a bowl of pure coziness. Perfect for any occasion, our beef short rib soup will soon become your go-to comfort meal. Don't miss out on this recipe that's bound to make your taste buds dance and your tummy content. Ingredients: 2 pounds, approximate 900 g, beef short ribs. 1 large onion, diced. 3 carrots, peeled and chopped. 3 celery stalks, chopped. 4 cloves garlic, minced. 1 teaspoon thyme. 1 teaspoon rosemary. 1 bay leaf. 8 cups beef broth. 2 cups water. 2 tablespoons olive oil. Salt and pepper to taste. Fresh parsley, chopped, for garnish. Instructions: 1. Sear the short ribs. Begin by selecting high-quality beef short ribs, preferably with good marbling, as this will contribute to the rich flavor of the soup. Pat them dry with paper towels to ensure a proper sear. Place a large, heavy-bottomed pot or Dutch oven over medium-high heat. Adding a touch of olive oil will help prevent sticking and promote even browning. As the pot heats up, it's crucial to ensure that the short ribs are at room temperature. Cold meat straight from the refrigerator can result in uneven cooking. Generously season all sides of the short ribs with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. The seasoning not only enhances the taste but also aids in forming a beautiful caramelized crust during searing. Test the readiness of the pot by sprinkling a drop of water on the surface. If it sizzles and evaporates immediately, the pot is hot enough. Gently lay the seasoned short ribs in the pot, being cautious not to overcrowd. Leave space between each piece to allow proper browning. If necessary, sear the ribs in batches to maintain the temperature of the pot. The sizzling sound as the short ribs hit the hot pot is music to a cook's ears. This signifies that the Maillard reaction, the process responsible for browning and flavor development, is in full swing. Allow the short ribs to sear undisturbed for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Use tongs to carefully turn them over once the undersides have developed a rich, golden brown crust. Patience during this step will reward you with exceptional flavor. As each side browns, the meat's sugars caramelize, creating depth and complexity in taste. The sizzling and crackling sounds emanating from the pot are an indication of this flavor magic happening. Once all sides of the short ribs are beautifully caramelized, use the tongs to carefully transfer them to a plate. The searing process not only adds flavor but also helps seal in the meat's natural juices, ensuring a succulent and tender result. The seared short ribs are now ready to rest while you proceed to the next steps of the recipe. During this brief intermission, the meat fibers relax, distributing their juices evenly, which will contribute to the soup's overall richness. Searing the short ribs is a crucial step in building layers of flavor and developing a deep, savory base for the soup. It's an art that requires attention to detail, patience, and the right techniques to achieve the desired outcome. The beautifully seared short ribs will infuse your beef short rib soup with an unforgettable depth of taste and texture. 2. Sauté aromatics. In the same pot, add diced onions, chopped carrots, and celery. Sauté until the vegetables are softened and the onions are translucent. Add minced garlic and sauté for an additional minute. 3. Create flavor base. After searing the short ribs, the pot holds a treasure trove of flavors that are essential for the soup's character. The caramelized bits, known as fond, cling to the bottom of the pot, waiting to be incorporated. Reduce the heat to medium and add a touch more olive oil to the pot if needed. This will help to prevent the vegetables from sticking and aid in extracting the fond for maximum flavor. Carefully add the diced onion to the pot. The sizzle as it hits the pot is the first note in the symphony of flavors you're about to create. Stirring occasionally, let the onion cook until it turns translucent and begins to take on a slightly golden hue. Introduce the chopped carrots and celery, collectively known as mirepoix, to the pot. These aromatic vegetables form the foundation of countless culinary creations due to their flavor-enhancing properties. The sizzling and mingling of the mirepoix in the pot release an intoxicating aroma. As they cook, they soften and their natural sugars emerge, adding a hint of sweetness to the base. As the vegetables sauté, they scrape up the flavorful fond from the bottom of the pot. This process is vital for incorporating those rich, concentrated flavors into the soup. Continue stirring occasionally to ensure even cooking. You'll notice that the vegetables become more tender and the colors meld together, creating a harmonious blend of aromas and textures. Once the onion is translucent and the carrots and celery have softened slightly, introduce the minced garlic to the mix. The addition of garlic at this stage infuses the base with its robust and pungent essence. Stir the mixture gently, allowing the garlic to mingle with the other aromatics. The combination of these ingredients is the foundation upon which the entire flavor profile of the soup will be built. At this point, the pot resembles a canvas with a palette of colors and aromas waiting to be elevated to culinary artistry. It's time to reintroduce the seared short ribs to the stage and let them take their place in the masterpiece. Gently place the seared short ribs back into the pot, nestled among the aromatic vegetables. This reunion marks the beginning of the transformation from individual ingredients to a cohesive and complex flavor experience. Sprinkle 1 teaspoon of dried thyme and 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary over the contents of the pot. These herbs not only add depth, but also a touch of earthiness that complements the savory elements. Complete the flavor symphony by adding a single bay leaf to the pot. This herb imparts a subtle, woody note that harmonizes with the other components and rounds out the flavor profile. Creating the flavor base is like composing the introduction to a grand culinary performance. Each step adds depth, complexity, and aroma, setting the stage for the star of the show, the beef short rib soup. The combination of seared meat, aromatic vegetables, and fragrant herbs creates a foundation that promises a symphony of flavors with every spoonful. 4. Simmer to perfection. Bring the soup to a boil, then reduce the heat to low. Cover the pot and let the soup simmer for 2 to 3 hours, or until the meat is tender and falling off the bone. 5. Remove bones and skim fat. Carefully remove the beef short ribs from the pot and set them aside to cool slightly. Use a spoon to skim off any excess fat from the surface of the soup. 6. Shred the meat. Once the short ribs are cool enough to handle, remove the meat from the bones and shred it into bite-sized pieces. 7. Finish the soup. Return the shredded meat to the pot and let the soup simmer for an additional 15 to 20 minutes to allow the flavors to meld. 8. Serve and garnish. Ladle the hot and hearty beef short rib soup into bowls. Garnish with freshly chopped parsley for a burst of color and freshness. 9. Enjoy your culinary masterpiece. Grab a spoon, savor each spoonful, and revel in the comforting flavors of this amazing beef short rib soup. This recipe is sure to become a family favorite and a frequent request. Subscribe to our channel for more delightful recipes that are sure to make your cooking adventures even more exciting. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.